I'm Curtis Leopardo. I'm the producer on the project.
My name's Rob Volrath. I helped Don write the film, and I played Percival Ram.
I'm Thomas Craven. I played a stranger alongside Rob.
My name is Daryl Sean Peart, and I'm the composer for this film.
Today we're gathered around to talk a little bit about our experience on the project. Rob, you want to start maybe about your how you got into character for the role?
Don helped me out a lot with that, actually. Listened to a lot of opera music and read a lot about Ted Bundy, mostly. I was very enticed by some of the things that he did, not in a glorifying way, but just in a, oh my God, this guy's crazy, and use a lot of his material to help bring Percival Ram to life.
Thomas, do you want to talk a little bit how your first, what you thought when you came to audition? What was going through your head?
Actually, if you want to know, it's a pretty funny story. When I first heard about it and I was told to come out for the actual audition, and the location of the audition actually had me thinking I was being set up to be a hitman for something more real life. There's actually a whole funny story behind that, but when I came out, met the guys, and it's turned into a great relationship with everybody, and one of the best projects I've worked on, and everybody has been really great at what they do. I can say everyone's been real professional, and for such at early stages in people's careers like this, you don't see this kind of professionalism, and it's really been a great pleasure to work with you guys.
Daryl, how'd you come up with this genius theme for Slaves of the Beast?
Well, pretty much, I got a copy of the script maybe a few months before you started shooting, and I read it. I was really impressed about how everything was put together, and I imagined to myself, what theme would I have for the Hitman? What theme would I have for Percival Ram? And pretty much, I just started from there. I knew that we had some operatic elements that we needed to add to the score, so I went to the library and I picked up a few opera CDs and I listened to them, and picked up a few opera samples from a music store, and I started composing, and that's pretty much it. I never saw the film before I started composing. I just thought to myself, what theme would Percival have, what theme would the Hitman have, and I went from there.
So at the gas station, Rob, I remember on the set that we had some people driving by saying some rude things. Well, what were they saying to you? Well, how'd you react to that?
We all know how I reacted to it. That's why a lot of people are laughing, but there were some unprofessional people driving by when they saw a set, and they yelled out, "Hollywood's for fags." So my reaction was to cuss them out and ask them if they were terrorists in training. So we had some fun with that on the set, but we had a lot of good times on the set. It was very, like Thomas said, it was very professional, but we did keep it very fun, and I thought that was awesome. Thomas, I can ask you. Do you remember how hot it was in the warehouse on Saturday?
Thanks, I really
Oh,
appreciate
definitely.
this.
My God. Especially being inside the car, no air conditioning, no nothing. And, with all the hot lights and that, but...
But that'll be
This,
And that's part of the business, it comes with the territory.
nothing like yours.
this scene we're watching right now, we actually shot it in a warehouse, and it was like 98 degrees that day. It was actually so hot, I think I'm now sterile and can't have children. So.
I just remember your glasses kept fogging up. I had to keep fixing the lighting.
Ooh, burn.
Yeah, sometimes the glasses kind of gave away the green screen, because if you actually look closely at Rob's glasses, you could actually see some of the green screen reflecting. Tom Scott, our gaffer, was always going crazy about that. He wanted to rip the glasses right off Rob's face, he kept telling me. But, we did pretty well.
You got the same car back there?
It turned out well.
Sure
I'm
wasn't
assuming because we won a few awards, So,
Something to be proud of.
yeah.
it's something to be proud of. I remember this scene in the car is actually is kind of funny. We shot all day for maybe an 8-minute car ride, and I remember me and Craven started switching characters in between
Oh my God!
takes.
If you only had the outtakes, it'd be you could do a whole comedy role on that at the end of it.
Yeah, we probably want to leave those out because
Daryl, you were on the set second day, right?
I think I was on set for about 20 minutes. I was blown away at the production that was going on. I mean, seeing the green screen, seeing Rob in character, seeing Craven in character, it was quite impressive. You know, watching Don do his thing, watching Curtis, you do your thing.
All I was doing was I was staring at the monitor, just making sure everything was right. You know?
Well, you did a good job.
Hope so.
I definitely want to add to that. I thought Don and Curtis did an excellent job. Those two got everything so organized before we went out there that it made shooting easy. It really did. I mean, Don had the storyboards to a T. Curtis and him went and got everything organized with the lighting. They had everything organized. It was like really like clockwork in motion. So great job to those two.
Oh, most
That's what
definitely.
it's about, planning. You know, if you plan, we did a lot of planning for about 3 months, maybe even more. Just pre-production, just making sure everything was right, and we went out there. We executed everything. We had it all done.
I am.
This scene in the car, it's obviously my favorite because Don and I did a lot of writing on it, and it really takes the whole religion versus science, which is one of the mainstream topics in the United States right now. And you've got one person that commits the same act as the other person, but they do it for different reasons. And I love that underlying tone of the film.
So, they've now discovered that.
How did you come up with a concept for the story, Rob? I mean, how did you and Don come up with a concept for Slaves of the Beast?
It was really Don's story. He came up with the idea of 2 killers. I kind of said, well, what about a serial killer? And we just started bouncing ideas off of that. And I remember the first night we met, I was really impressed with Don and how knowledgeable he was on not only religion but on science. And we started tying the whole dialogue together with the whole religion versus science. Let's take the angle of 2 people that are coming together out of nowhere. They have no clue who they are, and Percival is obviously from the surface. Perception is reality that he's just a strong wind could blow him over. So the whole idea was to make this guy very intelligent, very the exact opposite of what a hitman would be. And I thought Thomas did a great job portraying a hitman. It's just like what you see is what you get, very bold. And it all came together very nice. So, I mean, certain film festivals have liked it, so I guess that says a lot.
Nice. And likewise, Rob. I think as a serial killer, you really pulled it off.
Made my mom proud.
No, but the monologue you did in the middle there, where you rant and rave and you go on about the religious thing, that was dynamite. That was very well
How many
executed.
takes did we do on that?
No way there's a guy.
It was a lot.
We did quite a few, but I think it was more so for little things here and there, and that's why we compliment you guys on the professionalism and how to the detail you guys were on everything. But I think overall, I mean, it wasn't that it was messed up and we had to keep going back and back. It was just for little things to tweak it and make it really like perfect.
To an answer.
But you were right on with that whole thing, man.
Remember one thing.
Well, I think you can attribute a lot of that to Don. I think we had, how many rehearsals did we have, Curtis, before we went out there? I mean, that was another thing with the planning. I mean, I think we had probably like 15 or 20 rehearsals, so it was really like.
And we had an actor before Thomas. We ran auditions. Some guy came from Michigan. I remember Don didn't make it to the audition. It was just me and Rob. Remember that one?
Correct. The guy from Michigan, he was. Well, we did have a guy originally, and it didn't look right. Don was very insightful on catching that, and Curtis likewise. And
I wanted a guy out of there. I couldn't stand him.
yeah, it just sometimes it just doesn't work. Somebody doesn't have the right look, and then we saw Thomas come in, we're like, this is the guy. And then once he auditioned, we're like, okay, this is awesome. But we rehearsed so much when we were out there, it just made it so easy. And you can credit that to Don and Curtis making everybody.
That's where it all comes down to planning. If you cast people for convenience, you're gonna get a shitty product. That's the bottom line. You gotta do things. You gotta go out of your way. You gotta get things done the right way.
Most definitely.
So Curtis, being a producer, a lot of production has to do with having a vision on how your project's going to turn out. your casting, the appearance of the film, you know.
Well,
What do you-
pretty much, my vision's Don's vision. If Don wants something, I'm gonna get it for him. You know, if he needs a certain type of actor, I'm gonna get it. You know, anything the guy needs. My job as a producer is to make that thing come to life. That's pretty much the producer's job. You know, to supply everything the director needs. You know.
And I will say he went far above the Call of Duty on that. You should have seen how many times this guy was finding different actors for The Stranger. I mean, we went online. I don't know how many times.
When I saw this guy, I knew he was the guy. I'm just like, you know what? I didn't know what to expect when I saw this guy's picture. You know, like, Jesus Christ. Who's gonna come in? You know, I don't know what the hell to expect. You know, that's why I'm like, let's call this guy out for an audition. You know, I called Don up. I'm like, we gotta get this guy out here. So sent the email out, responded quickly, and you know, there we are.
Don't feel bad. Everyone feels that way.
I didn't know what to
Until
expect.
they get to know me.
Well, I must say that the Stranger really stole the show. I thought Thomas did a phenomenal job. He was very professional out there and very good. I mean, if you watch his mannerisms and his body language, I thought he pulled it off really good. Actually, it scared me a little bit when I was driving home. I thought he was going to find me on the road and shoot me.
Your words are very kind there, Rob, but you did a pretty incredible job yourself there. And like I said, your monologue was really great.
And I did the first time I saw the music. Or not saw the music, but the first time I heard it when I watched the film, I was like, "Wow, that Sean Pearce a pretty talented guy." Everybody says that too. Like anybody that's seen the film really gives the music a lot of credit. So
yeah.
I'll give Mr. Pearce a big round of applause when we're out of here.
And the music adds a total like icing on top of the cake. I mean, when we watched it the first time, the dry cuts, you know, right after we were done, without the music, it's night and day difference. It's kind of like I remember one of the directors for the original Halloween talking, and they said if you watch that movie without the music, it's really not that scary. But then you add the music to it, and that's what, you know, puts the icing on everything. And you did a great job on the music.
Oh, thank you.
When I first heard it. So
Touche.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I just make music. Can't talk very well, but I throw it down that way. But I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. I can't believe what we've done. You know, I look at all the awards that we've won. You know, I mean,
And people didn't see it coming. You know, they brought it to them.
not at all. I mean, even like when we were sitting at the awards in Long Beach, I remember looking over across at Kurt after they showed that last clip. You know, because I mean, here we have a movie that the majority of it, 90% of it, is done in a car, and
It could get kind of boring, you know.
right. And we seen like that one clip. I mean, the other three we knew, you know, we pretty much maybe had them, but we seen that last movie, and it was it looked, you know, some of the camera angles, some of the events taking place. We're like,
There it
you
is.
know, we might have a run for our money here.
Exactly.
But overall, it comes down to the storytelling, you know, the overall script, the writing, the production, you know, the value of it all. And I think that's where we captured everybody, is the story is really well put together. And I mean, first time you guys told me about the script, I was like, this has never been done before. And it's a great idea, having a serial killer and a hitman kind of cross paths, and, you know, both picking their brains as far as the religious aspect of things, because they both are killers. In the end, they're both going to go to hell. They're slaves to the beast, you know? And so I just thought it was a really dynamite idea, you know?
To add to what Thomas is saying, what impressed me the most, and when I knew that we did a phenomenal job, was when we were in Long Beach and we were in the screening room, and the person running the screening room who'd watched, I don't know, 100 films over the weekend, the first thing out of her mouth when the film was over was, "I've seen probably 100 films this weekend, and I don't like hardly any films, but I really like yours." And she was actually jumping in when Don and Curtis were talking, adding subplots and points to the story. I thought that was pretty cool, because we went to a ton of screening rooms and none of them like joined on any of the films. So
Yeah, and she said she felt it so much that she'd never take a ride from either one of us.
exactly, we had people asking us for copies of the film. People that worked there asking us for copies of the film after it was over. So I think that says a lot to everyone involved, and everyone should be proud of that.
It's Don Zobrist's film.
Amen.
First of many.
Yes.
the Snyder's service station. Remember that moose head in the
Obsessed with the gas station.
That thing made me want to go kill myself.
Well, it was a great experience, and we're signing off now. And here's Rob.
Well, we reached the end of the film, and I would like to say that I had a lot of fun. I want to thank Don and Curtis for letting me help him write it and act in my feature film, my first one. And I had a great time, and thanks to everybody involved.
And same here, Thomas Craven, and thanks for watching the film. Thanks for everyone who supported this, and thank everybody involved. You know, Curtis, Don, Rob, yourself. That was awesome music. All the crew, production crew, everybody. So.
Thank you. I wish I could get hair like that, man. I can't even grow hair anymore. Again, Daryl Sean Peart signing off. Thank you for enjoying our movie, Slaves of the Beast, and hopefully you can see our next project when it comes out.
And there's more coming.
Amen.
Second to that.
Yep.